All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Danila. I'm a host of today's demo pitch. I remind you that demo pitch is a trial pitch dedicated to make sure you are 100% ready to present your project in front of VC funds. Let me introduce you to LATOKEN Investment Committee representatives, Jory Chloe and Maximus Lamin, who will provide you with the practical feedback, highlighting the crucial points investors pay attention to. Let me pay attention to two key aspects of a trial pitch session. First is timing, and second is structure. Timing means you have 5 minutes for a pitch. Structure consists of 11 core parts: company, purpose, problem, solution, why no, market size, competition, product, business model, team, financials. So we would like to give a word to the first project representative. What about Drive Kata? Can you please start first? Share your print screen, please. Share your screen, sorry.
Sure thing. Where is the button for it? There. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pirate Chain.
So you have 5 minutes. You can start.
Okay. So my name is Draith. I am from Pirate Chain. Can somebody mute actually? Because I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute right now.
Okay. Yep, my name is Draith. I am from Pirate Chain, and we are considered one of the most anonymous cryptocurrency in the market. We utilize, let's see, there we go. So what is Pirate Chain? We're a community project. We had a fair launch. We had no ICO, no IEO, no dev fee, no Instamine, and we're completely community funded and developed. So we utilize fully shielded P2P ZK snarks transactions, and that's 100% of our chain except for the blocks that are mined. So the rewards that go into the wallets of the solo miner or the pool or anything like that, for accountability reasons, it's transparent. After that point in time, everything is completely shielded. So there's no transactions that can be viewed on the block explorer. You can see that transactions happened, but you can't see the details of said transactions, whether it be the addresses, the amounts, the memos, you name it. We were the first fully shielded ZK Snarks privacy chain. So on top of that, we're also the most secure because we're 51% attack resistant by utilizing Komodo's delayed proof of work. What that means is that all of our transactions get notarized onto the Komodo's blockchain, right? So from that, so every couple minutes, that gets notarized onto Komodo's blockchain. And then from that point, every 10 minutes after that, it gets notarized onto Bitcoin's blockchain. So in order to roll back our chain, or for someone to do a Sybil attack, you would have to not only 51% our chain, you'd have to 51% Komodo's chain and Bitcoin's chain simultaneously. We also paved the way for shielded transactions getting included into exchanges, stores, as well as third-party wallets. So as far to my knowledge, zero fully shielded coins or zero ZK Snarks Z addresses have ever been included into any exchange until we came around and we got listed on AltsBit, Trade Ogre, and tons of other exchanges. We're also one of the founding members of the BPSAA, which is the Blockchain's Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance, which is comprised of 4 different projects that create interoperability amongst one another. Why the need for privacy? So privacy, whether people realize it or not, is extremely important to people's lives. Yep.
Sorry for interrupting you. You have 2 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, so between governmental overreach, the human right to have privacy, privacy equals freedom, and privacy also equals security. So if you don't have any sort of privacy whatsoever, anybody can view what you're doing, and you can't be your true self at any given point. Privacy, Pirate Chain versus others. So we are more private than Zcash because we don't have any transparent transactions, which ruins fungibility. Monero's Ring CT has been proven to be less private than ZK Snarks, as you can see by Fluffy Pony's comment right there. And Mimblewimble, they're prone to attacks that can de-anonymize transactions. Now, our developments, we created an operating system, and then we're creating a second one that's a more fully fleshed out version with a ton of different features. We have a light wallet and full node wallets. We have a mobile wallet in alpha testing right now. We have a node tunneling app, which allows you to remotely connect to your node. Tip bots, something we dubbed Z-commerce, which is like e-commerce, but for Z transactions. So we have stores that are up everywhere that are people that have just, love Pirate Chain and want to accept it. We have future revenue streams. We're creating a point of sale system that includes a small fee that goes directly toward Pirate, the BPSAA, and other things. We're creating a private messaging service, and Sentinel from the BPSAA is also working with us to create our version of a DVPN. And the BPSAA has 4 members: Pirate Chain, Turtle Network, Sentinel, and Ether1. We'll be announcing a new member sometime next month. Members collaborate and create interoperability amongst each other's projects and each other's products. We get assistance with development among all of each other. We have shared goals, and we're very selective on onboarding new projects. We've gotten tons and tons of different applications, but we have to sort through and pick some of the best ones. And it was originally conceived by me. So, and then here's our one pager if you guys eventually want to read that. So, aside from that, that's my speech.
All right. Thank you, Dryth. You were only 2 minutes ahead, which is not so bad, given that this is your first trial pitch, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's give a word to our investment committee. Who would like to speak first? Jory, Maxim, please.
Yeah, I'll jump on it. All right. So I was taking some notes. I liked it. The slides are good. So this is what I think needs a little work. The beginning, the community, explaining all of it. It was great. Maybe go a little shorter and add some more time on the other things. You were kind of on it a little long. I think you were on it for like 3 minutes, the first slide. Maybe try to go a little shorter on it.
Sure.
ZK, Snarks, all that, maybe explain it a little bit more to investors. A lot of investors don't know what it is. Maybe explain that part a little bit, because that seems like a keynote. What else? The privacy part, maybe, how many people love it? You say like you have a lot of people who are interested with the Z-commerce, all that. How many people? We need some numbers, statistics. What are your goals? Like, what are you trying to fundraise? What's your soft cap, your hard cap? Like, what stages are you on, in a sense? You might have mentioned it, but I might have missed it. And maybe with your members, like the team, I know you're like the main head guy of it. Maybe name another member, just a name, maybe 1 or 2 more if you can.
Oh, from the Pirate Chain team, you mean?
Yeah, anything.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe name another guy, just a name. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's someone else, even if he's just a developer, just say his name. Maybe it'll help. Well, you gotta think like an investor,
Yeah.
Kind of be a little more explain. Like, they want to hear names. Maybe they can look them up. But other than that, I love your slides, man. They're pretty graphical. They're good. But yeah, and the first one, make that a little shorter. That was the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I realized after he said 2 minutes that I was dragging on a little bit too long. So I tried to kind of speed up the rest of this stuff. So
it's the first time. I mean, if you need some more advice you want to look at, you always can contact me personally too. I don't mind. So I don't know if Maxine has anything to add.
Well, it's kind of difficult to add to all the feedback that you just gave. It was actually, exactly what I wanted to say. I was actually looking at the time, and that first slide took you more than 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes, like 30 seconds. So it's basically half of the pitch. Definitely agree with Jory. Make that shorter. I'm sure you have so much more to say. And the technical language sometimes, it might seem like straightforward to you, but some of the investors, even though they are interested in blockchain projects, they might not be completely aware of all the terminology that you use. Gotcha. So probably if you're gonna go technical, just take literally 30 seconds to explain what that is, or what that does to your to your product. Mm-hmm. And probably also I always like to see a comparison with competitors that you have. If you can make like one slide comparing yourself to anything that is out there that is remotely similar to what you do, and like show graphically,
I see it.
how you are much better than them, that's an eye catcher, and I'm sure it's gonna get a lot of attention. But I completely agree with Jory's feedback. Maybe next time I'm gonna go first, because otherwise I pick up only the pieces left.
Sorry.
No.
I thought about putting a chart in there, comparing a bunch of stuff, but I realized 5 minutes isn't that long, and I'm not used to being time limited. Yeah. So that's why I felt like if I put that chart in there, it would take too long to explain everything within that chart. So
well, even just graphically, to see the ticks, that you have more ticks than everybody else. I mean, that always helps, right? So even if you don't have the time, just have a list of things that you do that others don't. I mean, even if you don't explain it, you have it in there. Just don't put too much information. I don't believe you had too much information in your slide. They like the slide. So there's just a couple of tweaks to the slides. The main thing I think we repeated over and over is just to make the first part shorter, to give space to a lot of other important stuff that I'm sure that you have to explain.
Yeah, and then real quick, just the numbers, like how many people love it. Like investors like numbers, you know what I mean? Like if you want Shark Tank or anything, they love numbers. Numbers kind of tell it all. So if you can get maybe a roundabout, doesn't have to be exact, but just something, you know? All right?
Definitely.
All right, cool, man.
Thank you, Dry.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, team. So let's move ahead. Jose.
Hi.
Can you please share your pitch deck with us, sir?
For sure. I'm trying to share my content. I cannot do it because the other participant is still forecasting.
I'm trying to cancel that.
Michael?
Stop share. There we go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
So,
Michael, please get prepared to be the next after Jose, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
right.
I'm ready. Then I start if you agree. Sure. In fact, we are a company. Sorry, thank you for the opportunity to be there. And we are a company based in Barcelona, in Spain. Our main target is to create two different kind of tools, all of them to certify files, any type of files on blockchain, Bitcoin in this case. We're gonna use other blockchains. In fact, as you can see, all of them are operational as right now. There is still just
Jose, we don't hear you.
Jose.
No?
Oh, now it's good. Yep.
It's okay now?
Yeah, perfectly. Please go ahead.
Okay. Anyone, companies and any one of us, we need to demonstrate that the file is our property in any given time and location. But not also that. We want to ensure in the time that this document has been never modified and is the original one that we certified so long time ago. And we want also that this file cannot be read or modified by anyone. We can do that with our tools, which means that our customer keeps the whole control of the file, and we never take it from their systems. Just ready-made solutions. Regarding volumes we are forecasting, we have so many different appliances. We can talk about assurances, maintenance companies, lawyers, patents, ERPs. A lot of different business can use our products. And when we have talked to our potential customers, they are talking about 100 million certifications per year. We know by the statistics that are delivered on the market that the whole market can be 6 to 8 times bigger than that. But at least is the figures we have with the people we have started to discuss about these issues, and some of them, they are already using our tools. If you look at the competence, we have so many different approaches. Centralized system and private blockchains have the problem that they can never act as a notary, and we want to be a notary. We want to use public blockchains because it's the only ones that can assure you that the document that you have certified, nobody can modify any information on the blockchain. For this reason, we are positioned in this place, and we also working in products that can allow our customers to do new things. If we talk about how we focus when we try to develop a product, what we want to do it is easy and cheap, that anyone can do it on their own tools. We're talking about, for example, for hashing DNA, is with your browser, you can certify a digital file or a website, but you can also do it with your smartphone, with photograph, any video, and in real time certify with your geolocation and the data you want. Then what we are just doing is to create tools that are also customized. We have customers that they want to use it by their own trademarks and to offer it to their clients. For this reason, our concern is not only sell by ourselves, we can give all these tools also to our customers. Regarding sales, we are focusing on 2020 to start with 2 big clients that we want to be sure that we operate correctly. But in 2 years' time, we expect to be at 10% of the volumes that they have told us, which means that we will get this 10 million units. We think that the price will drop for the reason, and we will invest on marketing and sales because we want to grow very fast, and some features on technical side. Above all, to use other blockchains as Ethereum and to automatize our systems. After all, new features will appear in the near future. We want to be there. That is the target we have for 2022. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose. That was perfect timing. All right. Gentlemen, Maxime, Jory.
Maxine, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Let me go first. I mean, I really like the presentation. I think it's a really good project. What I can say that caught my eyes at first, and like the biggest thing that I have to say probably is that some of the slides, not all, they have a lot of content, a lot of different dimensions of text, a lot of information. And in those situations, what I try to do is both listen to the speaker and read all the information. And when I'm not able to do that, to follow you speaking and reading the text that I see in the slide, that's the first thing that I say to everybody. That means there's too much text. Even the investors who are 100% listening to you are not going to be able to read that kind of text. So yeah, I'd rather you say it than have extra information that nobody will actually read. So that is the first feedback. I liked 2 slides in particular. One with the forecast. Numbers are always good. That is something to keep and enhance if you have the possibility. And the other one is the one with all the competitors that you have. And I like that you allocate them in the different space in the graph. Probably I would invest slightly more time in explaining how you are different from them, just slightly. And that's probably it. The main thing remains that some of the slides they have just too much information, and that's too much for the human eye to just process in during the time that you speak. So I would say that is the main improvement that I would like to see probably from this presentation. Otherwise, what you said made total sense. There was a structure, and all the other slides were good. Just some of them had too much information. How about you, Jory? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Real quick. So timing was good. Like as Maxime said, the text needs to be less. The way you were explaining it was great. The text just needs, I would just go back to, YouTube, watch this and kind of what you were saying, maybe make the text smaller with what you're saying. And then the other things that I wanted to add was when you're talking about easy and cheap, when you mean cheap, like maybe throw a price in there, like how cheap is it? And when you say smartphones, is it for iOS and Android? And how many customers you have at the moment? And the roadmap was good, but again, I feel like it was all cluttered. If you just make that a little less, but other than that, your timing was great, man. I would just go over it and maybe make the text a little less on the slides. And that would be a huge help for yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Yeah. Hope everything's well in Spain.
Thank you, Jose. Michael.
Thank you.
Michael Antwi.
Yes, hey guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, hello.
Hello guys.
How's your
Yes,
time?
give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, hey guys, nice to meet you guys.
Right. Yes, nice to meet you as well.
Yes, let me go to my slide.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready, guys.
Okay, please go ahead. 5 minutes.
Yes. So yes. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
please go ahead.
Yes, great. I want to talk about the Martian network. Our model is your dream is our dream. What is Martian network? I'm going to talk here. Yeah, I'm going to bring you guys through it. What is Martian network? It's a decentralized entertainment platform where we now in the initial stage are focusing ourselves on video streaming. And what we are now focused on is in the initial stage, launch ourselves in Ethiopia. So our main goal is in this case have a fully operative and in Ethiopia. Our mission is to create a decentralized P2P application where digital content is stored and where people can take control over their own distribution. And our vision is to bring people together with the same passion, ideas, creativity, developing opportunities to share content globally. So that means that if I'm a content creator who loves football, on the other side of the ocean, and the one is in Africa. That we can bring them together and then share their vision of content, and that is what we want to establish here. The most important thing is, of course, that we have seen a problem in the market regarding to the filmmakers. If we're talking about video streaming, we see that the filmmakers are getting low returns. If you're talking about Ethiopia, it's almost 60 to 80%. 80% is going to the distribution, and then they only have like 20 to 30% less. Of the revenue, and with that they have to make a new movie. That is not even possible. Also, the lack of transparency for revenue earned, that is also combined with the 60 to 80% going to the filmmakers. They don't have really good contracts made of how it's going to be done, and that's also the power of the distribution part. It is like you go with your movie to the distributor and say, and the distributor will tell you what to do, basically. So that comes already about having control over your own content. That's not even possible. If you're talking about piracy of film content, that is also still happening. Basically, when the film is going to the distributor makes sometimes a copy of the content and sells it out in the black market there with CDs. That's happening in the streets, basically. And of course, cyber attack, DDoS on central services, and that's mainly on the web. So if you're talking about putting your video on a website, most it can happen that you can get cyber attacks, basically. From the viewer point of view, you're talking about a high bandwidth cost. You're talking about putting your content, watching your content, let's say HD. If you watch that for 1 hour, you already have lost 2.4 gigabyte or even more. It's also non-competitive fees. Also, the lower quality of films. And also the limited choice of movies. What you see mostly, if you watch a movie on Netflix decides for themselves what kind of movies come on, of course, and that is still a problem if you want to have a big range of movies on your platform. What is also lacking in the Ethiopian film data is three things: annual revenue, number of films produced, and level of piracy. So basically, those three things we don't have we don't have a clear overview of that, and that is lacking in the system as well. So we came with a solution with blockchain, access blockchain technology, so decentralizing data. So that means basically that we have to make sure that it is transparent, the information, and also that you're in control of your own data. Because mostly what happens on YouTube, for instance, is that you get the ads, and those ads are basically followed on your habits, and those ads are selling your data instead of you. You're not even earning your money with that data. So that is something we want to tackle by having it yourself, and from there on taking control of whether you want to make if they can make money off all of your data, yes or no. And of course, the second is also reinforcement of the law. If it comes to that, we have already spoken in Ethiopia with lawmakers, with the Film Association, also with the government in Ethiopia, because you have to also make some good rules. So we have already sit down with them, and I think in 2 months from now, we're also going to sit down again with them to discuss more about reinforcing the law and of talking about regulations regarding to the film industry. For the viewers, it's basically getting your For the filmmaking is filmmakers have a transparent overview of your revenue and also earn fair portion of your of the distribution revenue. We have said that the distributors are getting 75%, and we take the 25% of the revenue basically. And for the viewers, they get they can reward the filmmakers. So there's already a great system, I would say, for the I say that for the viewer to incentivize their favorite movie, and also having access to a larger assortment of movies because everybody can put their films on. Of course, we have also a selection of what kinds of films will be. There's a bit of the centralized part, but yeah, that is also what we want to tackle with the community, and the community can decide which movies comes onto the platform as well by voting which movie.
Michael, I'm sorry for interrupting you. You are 2 minutes ahead of time. You need to speed up a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So coming back to the market size, looking at how big the potential is, and there's 110 people in Ethiopia, 20 million people using internet, and 6 million are watching videos. So looking into that, we have already seen that, and looking into the competitors, there's only one, so they're TV. Yeah, that is the price range is too high. It's $9, and for us to come into that kind of market, we would definitely have the half of that. So you're talking about $5 or even less. Business model, pay-per-view and subscription model. We might buy exclusive rights agreed upon fee. So basically in the later phase of the project, that we could buy content and put that into a certain section where people can, where it comes to indeed the subscription model. The payment method would be mobile money because people have their still, how you say that, cash in Africa. So we would have a mobile money, or we could use a credit system, PayFlux, where you can use Amazon credits or iTunes credits to buy, in this case, Martian tokens on the towards the platform. And then the product, it will be a desktop and a mobile version, user-friendly user interface, and all Amharic in the initial phase, because we're focused on Ethiopia. And then this is how it's going to look like. The user-friendly homepage, movie page, movie detail page, profile page is like, it's kind of an Instagram feeling that you can also follow your favorite filmmaker and also comment on how it, if the movie is great, yes or no, and also the transparent part of the blockchain, knowing what kind of revenue you get basically. And then the team, yeah, I'm with 3 others at this moment. Mohammed, our designer, our full stack developer, and Ishan, also other designer. For me, I'm the founder and CEO. And then we also have advisor from Nigeria in this case, who came, who gave us a lot of information from the Nigerian market, and also we have now also advisors in Ethiopia, basically the heads of the film association, who are also guiding us through what's going on in the fields of the Ethiopian film market. And that was it for today.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Is it okay if I start, Jory?
Sure.
Well, obviously this must be your first time, right? And that's completely okay to go a little bit overboard with time, but obviously it's something that you know, you must watch and you must rehearse, and obviously you have a lot of time to do so. Regarding the slides, I really like the slides. I really like the design. There's not too much content. It flows really well. I really liked the problem slide until you actually stayed on the slide more than any other slide, basically. So yeah, definitely too much time on the problem. Problem should be, 30 seconds. You explain it, even if it's just, reading the actual problems. People, they were really comprehensive problems that, not only the Ethiopian market might have, but, if somebody is, just knows about the problematics of that industry. I mean, it's problems that, markets all over the world have. So there's no really a good reason to explain every single point in detail. If somebody's interested, honestly, they're gonna contact you, or they can, read an article and it's gonna be explained there. You focus quite a lot on the solution too, but that's what you should do. 30 seconds for the problem, and everything else focused on your product, your solution, why you're doing this. I've seen that you have, very, very nice slides to see, very eye-catching. I've seen that, the team, a lot of members of the team are like filmmakers. I would make it probably a strong point. I wouldn't leave it right to the end. It's probably one of your, competitive advantages to have so many people in the Ethiopian filmmaking community that probably make you stand out. What else? I think that's it. I really love the slide that show how the interface will look like. It looks really neat and clean. I think that's it from my side for now. How about you, Jory? Do you have?
Yeah, I have a few
points that
things
I might have missed.
Yeah, so yeah, well, obviously we both have different things. That's why there's two of us. Let's see. So Michael, on the first slide, I noticed that you were just saying what was there. Maybe just be a little quicker on the first slide and kind of just say little things and not just say what's written there, because obviously we can read it too. And then with the next slide was the producer, maybe throw some numbers in there. Like you said, 80% distribution, 20% revenue, maybe throw that in there. And you also said about one video has an certain amount of gigabytes. That's good to know for investors. Throw that in there on the other end too. And you said that it's lacking some things. Maybe explain what it's lacking. And you said the user and the solution slide, you said that users are in control, but you didn't have it written there. Maybe you should write that, say users have total control. And in the solution, as Maxime said, kind of go a little less on that. You were kind of, I know there's a lot going on there, but maybe try to work on it. So, because I wanted to know more when you were skipping through the other slides, you were going by the revenue, the way how to pay. I actually wanted to learn like how it worked, but you were going so quick because didn't have enough time that I couldn't understand. You know what I mean? You just went by. So kind of focus on the last things, because I was actually wanted to know how much it costs. Also, are you just trying to focus in Ethiopia, or are you trying to go global or in Africa?
So we're focused on Africa, but before we go, because we were first focused on Nigeria, but looking at the competitor side too big, so we looked into a market that is going to start.
So maybe say that, right now you're focused on Ethiopia, but we're trying to go global or in Africa, just to let investors know that you're not just sticking in Ethiopia, if that's what you're doing. And the possibility of buying, you wrote, we might buy, you said something about we might buy something, maybe change that around in the process of deciding to buy, because saying we might buy, that makes you feel unsure a little bit. And what languages is this site on? Is it only in Ethiopian? Obviously it has English, does it have Chinese, Russian, does it have other languages in there? And then the payment method, I want to know a little bit more. But yeah, that was it. That's from my inside. Hopefully it's not too much, but yeah, I liked how your text was small. Just a solution, man. You got that solution slide. You were there for a while. You gotta get out of there. All right. But other than that, it was good. So that was my insight. Okay.
Thank you, dear experts. Now the word goes to Nati. Nati, please share your pitch deck with us.
Yeah, hi guys. Let me share the deck.
Hello.
I'm
Sure.
happy to be here. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. So let me do a share screen. Share. Can you see the deck? Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Perfect, guys.
You ready?
Hi from Israel. Hi, guys. Let's start. Okay. So I'm one of the founders of Kirobo. And if I would say in one word, it's making blockchain as simple as online banking. Just a bit about ourselves and our progress. So we already have a strategic partnership with few companies, big ones, whether they are wallets like wallets and some other like GDX Alliance, etc. In terms of progress, we got $500,000 grant from the Israeli Innovation Authority. It's a non-dilutional one. We already released a Bitcoin retrievable transfer I'll talk about in a second. This is on mainnet. We have also on Ether on the testnet already a lot of the other services that I'll talk of as well. And we have 2 patents in pending. In terms of our pipeline, we have very significant, interesting companies that are in current discussions. They are very enthusiastic of our solution. So let me talk about, first of all, the problem. So in terms of owning crypto assets today, crypto is amazing, but it's kind of dangerous because there might be mistakes that you could make, whether if it's, and 20% by the way of all Bitcoin, according to different calculation, has actually got lost. Even recently, Peter Schiff lost his, did a mistake and probably didn't create a correct password, so he lost his Bitcoin. So it happens all the time. If you think about it, even though blockchain is so amazing in terms of security, it doesn't protect you from wallet access loss, whether if it's losing your password, seed, whether if it's losing the physical wallet, if you have a cold wallet, if you transfer the crypto to a wrong address, nobody can help you in that. And also inheritance. When somebody that holds the wallet dies, his family sometimes doesn't know what the password is. And many, many more of these kind of things that doesn't exist. And in a regular bank, even 100 years ago, you could have solved it. So what can we do about it? In terms of Kirobo, what we create is we take all the benefits of blockchain and just make it as simple as online banking. In terms of we add within the blockchain, an infrastructure with the logic that protects users, clients from human error. So in terms of what we could get in terms of integration, and what we do is, by the way, we provide this infrastructure, this operating system to wallets and exchanges. This is our go-to market, and I'll talk about it more briefly and more later on. But in terms of what we can provide the clients of these wallets and exchanges is, first of all, the ability to cancel or retrieve a wrong address wiring of crypto. We could help clients remove the private key dependency, some sort of backup within the blockchain. Everything is within the blockchain. Also set inheritance. So if somebody dies, still we have a built-in blockchain functionality that actually allows users to their family to again gain access to the wallet and assets. And of course, create, like, for example, whitelists within the blockchain. All very simple, very easy in terms of the integration. And we can integrate to any kind of wallet or any kind of exchange and provide these services for their clients. Now, in a bigger picture of what we could provide, I wouldn't go into all the deep, but there's more into that. For example, we have ability to change manager in terms of key holder. Let's say that you have a multi-signature wallet and you want to change one of the signatory. Today, what you do is actually you create a new wallet, you put the new signatories, and you move the assets over there. What we could do is actually eliminate that. So we could just take one signatory and put another one instead. We could create also ability to actually suspect. So if somebody connects to the wallet or tries so many times to connect, we would alert the user about it. Today, this is actually nobody knows about it. As well as, for example, the ability to limit a transfer according to some sort of, we can actually create some sort of daily amount that you could send out from your wallet and create even different rules and different logics of how much you could send to according to different scenarios. And all of that is do it yourself for the customers. And the customer is owning all the time 100% of the control. And everything is within the blockchain itself. Nothing is outside. Okay. So our go-to-market strategy is exchanges, and we charge them with a fixed fee, or with wallets. And in this case, we do a revenue sharing for the services cost that the client would pay. Again, the client doesn't have to change any wallet or change any system. Everything is actually open, transparent, and integrated within the wallet that they already work with. Let's give you a scenario of a retrievable transfer or ability to cancel the transfer. So again, the case is you did a mistake, send it to the wrong address. Today you cannot do anything. But with Kirobo, what you could do is we provide this ability to actually cancel a wrong transfer. How do we do it? So first of all, let's say that this is a wallet, and to that wallet we created a new field. It's called transaction code, passcode. And you could just put, as a user, before you send, these two fields are very regular. You put the address that you want to send to and the amount of Bitcoin, but we added this transaction code. So you created a transaction code, whatever you want to put inside. We can actually create a random code for a specific transaction. And this, once you do that, you confirm it, and then you send it as you used to do it before. Once you send it, you actually give the recipient, the guy you actually intended to receive the crypto, the passcode that he wanted, the passcode that you created. So he knows what should be the passcode, whether if it's a phone or a text message or whatever. This is a way that he's already have the ability to actually gain there. And once he placed, and in order to collect, he gets a message that he received just a transfer. And if he knows the right code, passcode, then the transaction is completed. In this case, if he knows the code and everything goes okay, he as a customer, you cannot actually cancel or retrieve back the Bitcoin. But in cases where the address was wrong and the recipient actually does not have the passcode, in these cases, we could actually go and, for example, if he wants to collect again, he needs to put the code. But in other cases, when the code was wrong, or etc., you could actually click on retrieve, cancel, and then get back the wired transaction and send it again to the right address. In terms of just use case, what we could see today is that this is actually, we could get up to $15 million in revenues just from these service. And this is based on 8% of all the, we believe that if in 2024, we could reach 8% of all the transactions in Bitcoin and about similar amount at Ethereum. And that's actually, these numbers derived from that. And we charge $1, around $1 for service. That's in a nutshell here. I wanted to finish here. There's some more slides around the team and some other stuff, but let's stop here. Continue. And that's it. Any questions so far?
For such a comprehensive pitch deck. Thank you for that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Please, Jerry, Maxime.
Yeah, well, I know Nadia. I actually spoke to him. I learned about this project, what, 2 months ago, I think? What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I mean, your PowerPoint was great. I liked how you were going by with it, the way you strategized, like talking, and then it was coming up. It was pretty good visual effects. The slides. My question is for basically, I like I think the time might have been a little long. I think maybe focus a little bit more on the how, like basically how you get refunded. How long does it take? How much time do you have to get refunded? You said there's $1 service. Is that for any amount that is being refunded? Like, how does that part work exactly? Yeah, and kind of, I want to know more about that. But other than that, it was pretty good. I'm sure Maxine has something to add.
Yeah, yeah, of course. There can always be improvements in timing. You mentioned that you had some other things to say that you didn't have the time to mention at the end. I felt like the tempo was right. Maybe you can do it slightly faster, but I think that you mentioned all the right things. So probably if you don't mention the team, just literally just put it in the slides. You don't have to talk about it. Just put it at the end. I was a little bit confused when you were talking about so many different problems that blockchain has that traditional incumbent banks don't have, and then your solution kind of doesn't solve all the problems. So probably I would say be clear in the problem, because you mentioned so many different things, and I was expecting. I honestly didn't even know what was the problem that your product was aiming to eradicate. So probably, yeah, a little bit more clarity on that. But that's it. Yeah, the slides graphically they're amazing. You mentioned and talked about the right things. So probably, yeah, a little bit more clarity, as it's the first time that I hear about the project and I see you pitching. A little bit more clarity on that. Just slightly faster, and I mean that's it.
Nadi, just one more thing. What exchanges have you guys worked with? Like, have you sold this to any exchanges yet?
Yeah. So there's already exchange in Israel that started using it under the radar.
Yeah, I think you showed it, right? Like on one of the slides, but you didn't mention it. I think I saw it, right?
Yeah. So and there's now going to be even a wallet with 200. We're about hopefully to sign now with coronavirus. Things goes a bit slow, but there's a wallet company. I can't mention the name, but they're about to. Once we integrate with them, it's going to be about 200,000 users immediately coming in.
Yeah, maybe mention that too. That would be great, because investors are going to want to know, all right, has this guy sold it to exchanges yet? That's going to be a main question in their head. So you might want to put something there. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Sorry.
Yeah, and just regarding Maxim, just to give you, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead, Nati.
Just a quick answer to what Maxim asked in terms of the product. So there's actually a couple of services. One of them is the ability to cancel, but there's also inheritance and backup and all the rest of the stuff. They're just not rolled out a solution into the testnet. It's only on the testnet, not on the mainnet. That's why I didn't talk about that, but I didn't mention. I did mention them as a solution that we solved.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So they
man.
And one more, yeah, thank you everybody for pitching today. That was surely a great and interesting time. So please take into account the feedback provided by our investment committee, and don't hesitate to put it in your pitch deck to make it, as I said before, more compelling and convincing. Just one question: we received a request from the rest of the team. Dear project, are you aware of our investor rooms? It means that you can create a landing page of your project on our exchange to make your project more visible and to provide you with more outreach to potential investors on our website. Are you aware of that opportunity that you can have?
I am not.
I actually read about it today. Yeah.
If you want, I can quickly take 5 minutes of your time more and show it how you can quickly do that and get benefit from it already today. Is it interesting for you?
For sure.
Okay. So do you see the screen? Hello, guys. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can
For
see.
sure.
All right. So here we have 3 options. So we have VCTV widget, where we collect all the online events happening on our platform. As you probably know, that we invite great projects, people from government domain, people from business. We gather them all together to discuss really actual timely topics that are somehow related to the domain that we all work for and that we all exist in. So anytime you can keep track of this events list and apply for participation in panel discussion to promote your projects more to potential investors that watch this panel discussions and online events. But what is more important is that we have these 2 sections where you can create a project page of yours. So for example, here we can take a look at the blog canon, the web page of the project, where the project downloaded pitch deck, white paper, project description, all information in regards to tokenomics, roadmaps. So don't hesitate to get benefit from that opportunity that we provide you for free. So you can actually get benefit from it already today. You push create a project button, you leave your email. For example, let me leave my email. Okay. You push go on, and you need to get registered. I believe that you all get registered on LATOKEN exchange. If don't, it will pass you through the next page when you need to create your project name. So you actually print in the details of your project, you download the picture of your project, and you further download a pitch deck and white paper, as you saw before. So the main value that you get from that quick action is that you get your project visible to thousands of potential investors that trade or that invest in IOs on our platform. That's a quick win for your project for sure. Get benefit from it. Okay. All right.
Clear.
So this is so far from my side. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining our panel discussion. Sorry, demo pitch session today. I wish you all the best. Have a great day.
What's the next step exactly?
The next step will be provided by HQ manager that work with you on a project. So basically, you take into account the feedback provided by the committee. You keep in touch with listing manager, and listing manager provides you with further steps to pitch in front of VC funds.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Is it clear? Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
Clear.
great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and stay healthy, all of you. Cheers.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you for your time. See you next time.
Mhm.